man, we talk about road rage very briefly on this channel because it's more of an ego problem, not necessarily a fundamental skill problem when it comes to being a smart rider. So what we're going to be doing is talking about this motorcycle Karen. Yes, I know I don't like saying that word, but here's the thing. That's exactly what it is. Also, we have a lane splitting brown stage angry person. Whew. If you don't know what brown stage is, just think about it. Just think about it.
All right, intersection coming up. Uncommon thing, we got somebody coming in our way. Okay, you're right away. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. No. Whew. That was a line of sight problem. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Let them in. Non-issue.
Sorry. Read it, you off, you
All right.
I was in the right, okay? I had priority on my side of the road, and they should have stopped.
He's doing his own AAR. Okay, so he did his own AAR, and the AAR consisted of they were wrong, I was right, therefore nothing could change outside of them changing. That's not how I want you guys to be thinking. Okay, you can't change other people. You just can't. Okay, if you change yourself, maybe you'll be a good example for someone else to change, but you're not gonna be able to change anybody else without an actual conversation, without actually getting rapport, without actually empathizing with that person. And an interaction like this, you're not gonna get any of those things. So anyways, here we're going. We have a crest of a hill. You notice how it's a little bit harder to see over the tippity top. That's a crest of a hill. It's like a blind vertical turn. So think about that. So if that means it's a line of sight problem, therefore you need to go into orange stage whenever you have low vision. Okay, orange stage, low vision, especially intersections. So you see a lot of cars poking out here and there. Now he's going to indicate that he's got the right of way, but take a quick look. If one car is going to go ahead and do this, just assume there's going to be another one, Kevin. Just go ahead and assume another one's going to do that. So what we're going to have is we have terrible line of sight. You don't see what's behind that vehicle. There could be somebody else. So until you see, because that's where your path is going to go, until you see, don't go. It's just like if it's green, doesn't mean it always means go. It means you need to look both ways a couple times and then go. So we're going to do this. Yeah, I know, right away. There's that secondary, okay? This person already made that choice to go. Now, what we can do is get pissed and try to take it, but then we start going into the whole law of gross tonnage, everybody. You just can't do it. You're going to lose no matter what. We're on a little motorcycle, and we're a little teeny tiny person. They got a full engine. They got a crumple zone. They got everything. They're going to win, okay? You're going to get hurt. They're going to win. So as soon as you see that, what we need to do is go ahead and decelerate. Now, here's the cool thing is that we recognized back there we should be in orange stage, right? So in orange stage, what we're doing is we're covering that front brake. So now we just reduced our perception. We just reduced a little bit of our reaction time. And now all we have to do is squeeze for that braking distance. And that equals total stopping distance. So the point of going into orange stage is to be situationally aware, smart rider, seek out and recognize, maintain your fundamental skills. And that's where that front brake really comes in. That's a fundamental skill, progressive brake pressure. And then if everything fails, you're acquiring and utilizing personal protective equipment. And then if that fails, hopefully somebody's gonna be able to rescue a rider. That's why they're smart rider principles. So once again, we should be recognizing this was a hazard situation, orange stage. So we're covering that front brake. As soon as we see that pattern right there, what we need to do is start squeezing. And from there, we could possibly slow down and stop like he kind of did, but he almost like dumped it. You'll hear it. And you let him out. Non-issue. Non-issue. I swear, this happens all the time. We should not be slamming the brakes like that. We really should not be slamming the brakes. We should be applying the brakes way better back there. So we didn't maintain our fundamental skills.
No, back.
And then we get mad because we got surprised. I don't want you guys being surprised. So I'm showing you all these things so you don't get surprised.
Read it, you off, you
All right, here we go. Lane filtering. We're doing pretty good, except for this one right here.
Whoa.
Ooh, locked up the brakes. He locked up his brakes too.
Whoa.
Write in the comments the pattern that you saw prior to that car turning over. I want to know. See if you guys learned anything so far. Whoa, don't do that. You're going to hurt your hand. Don't do that. Another thing is if you did that, and one's if he swerved into your buddy.
That was nearly 2 bikers taken out.
Is it the car's fault or is it our fault? I'm going to tell you right now, it's the car's fault for cutting us off. It's our responsibility for our safety. Take that as you want. All right, so I'm seeing space between vehicles and some speed. Very good with the speed. I'm glad that you saw that too. Open lane, not looking ahead, too interested in the mirror. He just broke. Yeah, too fast. Lane splitting could be legalized. Okay, anyways, we're moving on right here. And so you're going to see this real quick. So while they paused it, I want to make a note. You notice how there's nobody in there, and it's a big open lane. And this dude, this car, is right behind this white vehicle, like right on it. And you can tell just by the traffic that is pretty congested. So if there's an open lane like this, you see how there's open lane right here? This person could easily have gone into it if his lane was slow. So the pattern I want you guys to see, so I want you using your focal vision to constantly scan for anything, like I said in the last video. The one thing I want you to see also is the patterns of with your peripheral. It's like big open space. This line over here is going slow. People want to switch over into open spaces because they like it. We do too. That right there is the pattern. That right there is the pattern I want you guys to watch out for. So more than likely he was going to do it. Okay, there it is. So let's go back just a little bit. There's also a big pattern. So this white truck could easily have switched over to the right. So you're always gonna see these things. So whenever you're lane filtering, just default orange stage. You're prepped and ready for any situation whatsoever. Covering the brakes, you're looking for escape paths, you're trying your best. Lane filtering, all you got is forward and backwards. So like I said, I typically like progressive braking and also seeing patterns ahead of time so I can brake before things become a threat and they're just typical hazards I gotta deal with. So we're moving over here. There's another open space a little bit to the right above this Dodge Ram. So that would be a concern too. So I'm still covering the brakes. Just I recognize that could be an issue. And if anybody did anything, boom, I apply the brakes. So what's happening here is the same situation, but now moving over to the left. So we just hit 3 different patterns lane filtering. That's why lane filtering is pretty dangerous. You have to do your own risk assessment and management. You assess that it's risky. You manage it by having the skills and recognizing the patterns. So right here, what happened was the rear tire locked up. Okay, it locked up, and he's going to be slipping and sliding. Thankfully, he didn't dump the bike, and thankfully, he didn't grab traction again and then flip him over into a high side. But this is the situation you have, so you need to practice your progressive brake pressure. You locked up that rear tire. Most of your braking power comes from that front brake. That's why you need to squeeze that front brake until you grab traction. Then you can squeeze more and more and more and more and more. Okay, smoothly. You can do it fast. You just have to do it 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 if you want to get to 100. But you have to go 10, 20, 30, 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. You can do it quick. It just has to go in that pattern. So when you get that, you're going to stop quicker. You're not going to lose a lot of traction on the rear tire. So thankfully he grabbed. Typically it doesn't until he's almost sideways. He dumps the bike on a low side or he flips it on a high side. So thankfully he kept it up. Now, our guy did the same thing, okay?
Whoa!
So that's all I'm going to talk about. Now, right here, we should have recognized it. You're going to be scary. You're going to be scared. It's a scary situation. And now we've got issues and we're going to be mad. Now, what you do with that anger is up to you. That anger is only coming because you got surprised. So for me, if I get angry and I get surprised, I don't want to be surprised. I don't like being angry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this as a lesson and do better. Thankfully, it was a close call, not an actual crash. Cinecom, I helped you out. Woo! Helped you out without even looking. Don't do that, guys, by the way. Don't do that. You know I love having my phone on the handlebars so I can see what turns are coming up utilizing my GPS. The best way I think you could do that is using the rock form mount. I use it for my mountain bike, the little FTRs, and then also the big boy FTR that I ride. And guys, links in the description for a discount. Check it out. You're gonna like it, and I'll be seeing you around.